if you got a friend, find them when you install this exhaust. If you don't have any friends, find a family member. If you don't have any family that likes you, sit in the mirror and ask yourself how you got to the stage in your life. And then all right, it's a good time. Familiar sights. You know what today is. Listen, it's been a while since I did an install video. And today we're gonna do this. Okay, we got an exhaust on this today, okay? Listen, on the GR Corolla, there has been, let me hold this correctly. GR Corolla, there's been a number of exhaust options to put on the car. People want certain ones and certain materials and sound and how it feels. Today we're gonna do that, okay? Today we're gonna throw one on that me and my good friend Chris here have been waiting for a minute, okay? This is big boy time. We got the 3 exhaust tip from 2J. So, as you see here, this is the full exhaust. This is from 2J Racing, T304 stainless. Listen, this is a big boy. This is a chunky boy. No, it's not made out of titanium. No, it's not gonna be the lightest thing that you've ever picked up. But that's not the point here. The point here is quality. And quality it does have. So we're gonna get close up on this. So, if you notice, right here, these are the exhaust tips. Now, I have been waiting for somebody to do oval tips on the GR Corolla since I don't know when. For some strange reason, every exhaust that comes out is just quad tip, quadruple, sextuple, quadtuple, whatever it may be. We got exhaust tips on exhaust tips when it comes to these exhaust systems. So this one kind of mirrors the factory one with the oval tips in it. So each one, this is the center one, follows that look there. This one as well. The same thing as the mid pipe. Welds, quality, T304 exhaust hangers. This thing is made very well. This right here is a resonator that comes off of the exhaust part. This is kind of like, you can kind of say like this part is like the cat back. It's kind of like an axle back because essentially when you put the mid pipe on the resonator, the cat is all the way in the front. But for the sake of argument here, we're gonna say it's a cat back. This right here is a resonator. This part here has their logo on it, nice and subtle. Probably won't see it, maybe under the car you will. Another resonator or small muffler right here. I think it's like a small muffler. V-bands connections, which will make this a lot easier to adjust in the tips at the end to make them align with the bumper. And the center one is pretty much straightforward. There is no valve, as you can see. I know some people are gonna ask, where's the valve for it? What are you gonna do about the, loss of power, check engine light? Listen, the valve can remain tucked up, plugged in, the same way we did on this car previously with the custom exhaust we did. So now we're putting on this one, and the same thing's gonna hold true. There won't be any issues if you leave the valve plugged in. It'll do what it wants to do for the computer, but the exhaust note and the tone will remain the same on this system because there's no flap stopping it back and forth. So, we're gonna get this started. It should take this should be short order actually. We've done this so many times. We should be in and out, brief, not long. I'll be back. Okay, I forgot something. Okay, right here, if you notice, this is like an exhaust shield. Now this is placed where this wraps around the rear diff. So if you're new to the GR Corolla forums and the world, you know that on this particular car, the rear diff is known to kind of overheat in a way or heat up very high if you're doing a lot of high-speed driving, racing, spirited driving. There's points where this exhaust wraps around the diff, it heats up the fluid enough that it has to reduce the engine, not reduce the engine power, but it shuts down the all-wheel drive system to cool off a bit. So to combat that, because we are running 3-inch exhaust all through now. So when we put the mid pipe on, it'll be 3 inches from the back of the car, from the mid pipe all the way to the end. So this piece right here will help negate some of the heat that comes off of the pipe near the rear diff. So here's one thing, here's what we're gonna do, this is the plan. We are going to put this exhaust on, we're gonna turn it on, we're gonna hear it, we're gonna do a video, you can hear how it sounds, we might do a flyby, we might not, we might drive up and down the street, then we may, depending on how we feel, we might put on the mid pipe, we might put that on the car, then hear what the whole entire thing sounds like. So you would get the full mid pipe, full exhaust with the stock mid pipe, and you'll get your answer. So, all right, we'll be back. We'll throw this on, see what this sounds like. All right, we're back. Listen, we made some progress. We're about to put the center exhaust on, but let me show you. I accidentally stopped the video. We're back. We've got some parts on. Let me show you what it looks like now with this not the mid pipe. Hold up, give me a second. So this is the first part of the exhaust line. You see the logo down there. We're out the rear. Simple. Actually, let me get a little closer. So, as you've known from the first video we did, under here is a factory mid pipe, all the way back there. See, coming all the way down here. And then we get to the 2J 3-inch exhaust portion. So the factory one is like 2.75 or something like that. Then we get all the way to 3-inch. It still mates up to the factory mid pipe. So if anybody's thinking about this exhaust and they're like, I don't want to change out the mid pipe, it connects to the factory one, goes all the way down, big resonator, getting down to the end over there where we're going to connect the exhaust that you see laying on the floor right there. So give us a minute. We'll be back. I returned to you live from the underground. All right, so don't mind this little part right there. That was from when we were shipping the piece, and don't worry about it. It's a small little indentation inside of the heat shielding. Don't worry about that. I'm sure somebody's gonna ask a question and think that that's a pipe that's bent. No, that's if you press it, it's soft cushion in there. Anyways, back to what I was saying. If you notice down there, we have the original pipe on there. I see a mosquito trying to die early death. It's dead. See the first pipe on there. I'm not gonna say mid pipe. I guess you could say mid pipe. It's kind of hard because there's no cat. You don't say cat, but listen, whatever. Now, moving on up to the top. We finally got a piece. Okay, anyways, if you don't know that reference, I can't help you. Now, here's the logo for 2J. Here's the piping on there. We got V-bands. I mean, this is extremely high quality. Listen, if you got a friend, find them when you install this exhaust. If you don't have any friends, find a family member. If you don't have any family that likes you, sit in the mirror and ask yourself how you got to this stage in your life, and then try to find and befriend some neighborly people to help you put this exhaust on, because you're gonna need some help. This right here, we got the V-band there, have it on here. We got the one exhaust there. You see the center one that's coming out there. Now, I'll be honest, this already looks super fire, and we don't even got everything aligned correctly. As it sits right now, this is already looking better than any exhaust that's on the market, in my personal opinion, because I've been a proponent of having the oval tips on all three openings. So, as it stands now, this is what we're looking like. No, that side's not aligned. No, that side's not aligned. The centerpiece is okay right now, but we got more work to do. So coming in closer, forgive all the fingers in the angle, here's what we're looking like. Center, V-band, outside. You might hear some wind from the fan blowing. There goes the centerpiece. Now, if you're asking about the valve is tucked up there. See, zip tied up there out the way. There's no connection here. This is basically a straight through design from the center to the outside pieces there. We don't have everything tightened down right now. As you can see, I can move it around and stuff like that. That's because we got to get this lined up. And once this is done, we're gonna hear what it sounds like. stepping back. Get kind of a good view. Like I said, looks fire. I've been waiting for an exhaust that looked like this for a while. It's gonna sound fire. Just wait for that. When we get this on, we're gonna start it up. Listen, get ready. I'll be back. Hold on, I'm back. I got some more information. So, a couple things too. I want to talk about quality here. All right, some of y'all eat the dollar menu. Some of us buy a steak at the house, at the supermarket, and go home and reverse sear it. This is the reverse sear, okay? So, every single component there is included inside of the kit. You get a gasket there. All the way at the end, you get another gasket and some bolts that go into the factory mid pipe. Or if you have the 2J mid pipe, it'll go into that as well. Again, V-bands there. This is very helpful because ultimately, to get these exhaust tips to line up to the factory bumper is going to take you twisting, moving. It takes some work. Like, if you think you're just gonna bolt this thing on and run out the house, slow your roll. This will take some work. It's not impossible. It's just to keep that in mind when you're thinking about this exhaust. You're gonna have to have some time to line it up correctly to have it done well. And once you're done, it'll look good. So, we'll be right back. Okay, we did it finally. Listen, it's been a minute, okay? I'm not gonna lie, it's been, listen, be patient and have some friends and get some water because you're gonna need all of it. All right, so we got it on. There are some slight variances in between where the center is and in relation to the bumper. We understand that. That's some of the adjustments we're gonna do and some of the feedback we're gonna give on how the exhaust is set up. But overall, everything is set well. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna start this up. It's gonna be the first start. It's like a cold start because the car has been off this entire time. So just listen to the wonderful noises. All right, so we're gonna do a little bit of a drive-by. Listen, I'm holding a microphone. The microphone isn't on the car, so I mean, listen, guaranteed you're gonna say it doesn't sound as a sound that you wanted because it's not directly on the car. Guess what? I mean, listen, let me live. He's going around the block real quick. He's gonna come back, and we're gonna hear what it sounds like. Now, a couple things, because let me some questions asked. We're running this to understand the fitment, to understand any pain points for people that are going to initially buy the exhaust, okay? So, hold on, I don't have the mic on my shirt, so I'm just holding it. So, everything you see, if you see slight off in the center, little tip on the side is off, don't lose your mind. Relax. See, this is what is called R&D, research and development. Research, then develop what you need for the solution. So right now we have it on there. One thing that we did notice is some of the variances on the exhaust tips of how they sit inside of the rear valance or the rear diffuser, if you want to call it that. That is one of the things that we noticed. One of the things we just get feedback on and say, okay, that has to be adjusted a little bit. As far as the tonality, everything sounds really good, like really good. I personally love the way the exhaust tips look. I think that they should be used on almost all the exhausts that are coming out for the GR Corolla. So I'm happy with how it looks. The next thing is kind of like the final little devil's in the details, right? Devil's in the details. So we'll be back. So we got sounds good. Yeah, that sounds real lovely. You know it does. Music to your ears, okay? Check out the album, GR Corolla exhaust. Okay. Currently right now we have the microphone Jimmy rigged to the back of this car. Maybe it stays on, maybe it doesn't. Sometimes you gotta risk it for the biscuit. So, this is on there. This is just gonna do a little video, see if it sounds deeper with the tone when you're driving the car. That's how it looks. You probably can't hear me because it's far away, but 2J Racing. 3-tip exhaust. Like I said, some slight other adjustments to do, but overall this is how it looks. And we shall record on the drive. I was gonna keep it. All right, we're back. I know you thought we weren't going to come back, but we're back now. Listen, this is now with the mid pipe on it. Said we were going to do it. We put the mid pipe on. It sounds ridiculous. So here's a video, mid pipe, 2J Racing exhaust. Just listen. Okay, you know, just thank me for even wanting to do all of this, okay? So now we're at another location, and we're getting all this stuff set up for you, okay? So don't say I never did nothing for you. You see the sun shining on my forehead. It's blazing out here. We're going to get some revs. We're going to do some drive-bys. This is a new day, you know? Be thankful. All right, so as you see, exhaust on there. All right, you can start it. That's what it sounds like from the rev. We're doing a couple revs. back up so it doesn't blow the microphone out. Yeah, that sounds crazy. All right, so we're doing one of him taking off. You can hear the exhaust. Listen, I told you, I'm hooking y'all up, okay? Be grateful. All right, so doing one of him taking off. All right, so now we're gonna do a drive-by. It's gonna fly by me and you're gonna hear the sound that way. So you can check this one out. And now here goes your drive-by. That's your drive-by, and he's going. He's turning around. I guess he's gonna do another one. And there you have it. That's full drive-bys multiple times. Where he's coming back again. He's coming to drive up towards me. Listen, it's hot out here. You see me sweating my brow. We got the sounds, we got the exhaust note. You can hear it, sounds great. Remember, that's the 2J Racing with the mid-pipe. I mean, you hear that. Sounds ferocious. Listen, you see the 3 tips, you see the exhaust. I know you probably can't hear me that great because I got the mic that far away, but that's the whole sound. We're done here. You can hear it idle. That's what it sounds like on idle. Listen, don't say I never hooked y'all up. You got the exhaust with the mid-pipe. You got it without the mid-pipe. You got it stock. You got it when it's off. The whole shebang. All right, we out. All right, we're done here. See, you heard the sound. Sounds lovely. See it on there. Like I said, other little adjustments to do. My bad, hand in the way. What can I say? I'm a one-man band. Listen, we got adjustments to make. We threw it on. You heard how it sounds. It sounds lovely. I'm out. You see I got the backpack on. I'm starving. I'm hungry. It's blazing saddles out here. Listen, once again, CarQuicks, check in. Check out the podcast. Check out the episodes. You know how it gets down. Enjoy your lives. Say hi to your families. Kiss your babies.